Pep, good afternoon. Ben Ransom from Sky. We saw huge celebrations earlier in the week, and tomorrow you've got the prospect of winning the first ever domestic treble in this country.
Men's.
How much does that prospect of making history excite you?
The first time men's, women's, they won it. Yeah, it's a final. It's the final, and hopefully we can celebrate it. Not just the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, the Community Shield, also the Cup. Saturday, Sunday, and especially Monday with our people here in Manchester.
UEFA yesterday completed its investigations into the allegations that the club has broken financial fair play rules to get itself into this position. Does that in any way undermine any of the success that you're having on the field?
Well, I said many times, so I trust with the club, with the people. So I know we won the Premier League, and the last 2 or 3 days just talk about that. So we are innocent until proven. I'm sorry. So I said many times, we did something wrong, and UEFA decide we did something wrong, okay, we'll be banned, or we'll be punished, or whatever they decide. But we are innocent right now. So I know the people are waiting for be guilty, you know, but until now, until proven, all the human beings, sometimes it's difficult to understand it because all around the world doesn't happen quite often, but the people is innocent until, you know, until be proven. So, but that is what it is. We accept it, but I spoke with the chairman, I spoke with the CEOs, and I know exactly what happened, I know exactly what they did, and I trust a lot of them. So that's all.
UEFA has the power to impose a one-year Champions League ban.
I said what I said, so after what happened, I'm not going to answer any questions more about that, because in the past I answered my opinion. Now my opinion, I think it's completely clear, because everything is suggesting what would happen, so I don't know. We are innocent today, so we'll see in the future.
But you're happy, you'll accept any punishment that UEFA do deem fit?
I said what I said, so we are innocent, so I don't know what's going to happen about the UEFA. The UEFA are working with the lawyers from Man City. Man City is open to expose all the papers, all the documents, all what they have done, and after that, so I'm not a lawyer, I don't know what happened there in the, you know, behind the scenes, in the fact of the meetings they have with the lawyers on both sides, so what happened is going to happen. But we are innocent right now today.
Pep, Simon Stone, BBC. On the way back from Brighton, there was some social media posted from your flight back of the players singing a song which some people, I know not Manchester City, but some people have taken to be offensive towards Liverpool. What is your response to that?
So it was not offense when the people said about what happened in Highbury on the guy who happened in Rome. Do you think someone can just for 1 second imagine we could offend about what this tragedy is about Liverpool people, all the Liverpool world? It's incredible. So to be happy, we're happy for ourselves, not because we are for the other one. So if someone was offended for another issue, so I'm sorry, apologize, but never was our intention. We celebrate for ourselves. The happy it was to win, you know, to win the Premier League, this difficult Premier League against one incredible contender.
As the manager of this football club and the most public person involved with this football club, are you concerned that someone who was on a private plane with your players has thought it necessary to put social media of what happened on that flight out? Yeah,
you know my opinion about the social media, but we are not the only one, so to do that. But yeah, of course, we are living in that position, and that is what it is. So I am here, the public person of Manchester City, about the statements, but every 3 days I'm here. I would prefer not be here every 3 days, believe me. And I would prefer another people, you know, work more than me, but it's what it is, so I have to accept it.
Pep, Dom McGuinness, TalkSport. Pep, just on the cup final itself, your side, obviously on course for a treble, will go in as overwhelming favourites against another Premier League side. How hard does that make your job now for this final game, with nobody really giving Watford much of a chance against you?
It's what it is after what happened last season. We started that season, nobody could beat us. So Liverpool win the Premier League had been an incredible achievement. When Manchester City win, it's okay, it's achievement. So it's what it is. So only I can say we won the most incredible Premier League ever in terms of results, in terms of contenders, the competitors, and we are incredibly satisfied. But at the same time, we celebrated for a short time, and we were back to business the last 2 or 3 days to focus in Watford, because I know how difficult it was. The game at home, when we anticipate the first goal, when a wrong decision for the referee, 1-0, and how difficult it was to attack them, the quality they have in front with Pereira, with Hughes, and especially Deulofeu and Dini. So the long balls to Dini is almost unstoppable, even with our tough central defenders. Maybe it's the best striker to setting the balls for his mates in the long balls. Of course, with Doucouré and Capoue, especially Doucouré, how he arrived to the 18-yard box, is a player box to box, a manager we handle really well the defensive side. The set pieces with Colevas is an incredible taker. So we know we spoke about the players. Hopefully, still we can be one more day focused in the last game of the season to win, to compete like the FA Cup deserved to be champion again, to be champion.
You mentioned Liverpool there, but if you do get the treble, because you said prior to the last game of the season that you felt everyone in the media wanted Liverpool to win, do you think you'll get the love that your team deserves if you complete the treble?
Deserve what?
Will you get the love that you feel your team deserves if you?
No. We are love. We are.
So you do feel love.
Yeah, of course. Our fans love it a lot, so they are incredibly satisfied. So you judge the season right now. When we win tomorrow, the season is extraordinary. If we don't win, I think that season is extraordinary. But we could have lost the Premier League, because for 1 point against the Liverpool we could have lost, and we cannot win. We cannot be extraordinary, but the fact would have been the same. So the effort would have been the same. For one line, for one decision, for something, you can win the league, or you cannot win the league, or you can win the FA Cup, or you cannot win. The important is the judgment we have done that season. That is the most important thing. Of course, the fact to take the back-to-back Premier League, and again being in the FA Cup final, to win 4 titles in one season, so it would be incredible, of course, with that. But honestly, it's not going to change my judgment. The team is tomorrow win or not win.
With all that, though, just in mind, with all the achievements that you've already made here, and obviously it could be a brilliant season, what would the challenge be here now? Because you inevitably will be linked with other jobs, Juventus, you'll be linked with that, because is there a bigger challenge somewhere else, or is the challenge still here?
Why? How many times I have to say, I'm not going to go to Juventus de Turin, I'm not going to move to Italy, I'm going to stay. If they want 2 more seasons here, have a contract. I'm not going to move. I'm satisfied working with this club, with these people here. I'm not going everywhere. So that is what I feel today. But the football changed a lot, and the results cannot be good. The next season maybe will be not good, but next season I will be manager for Man City. No, I said many times.
Hello, Pep. Enric Gil de Catalunya Ràdio. These days there's quite a lot of talk about the future of a player, Griezmann, which has been related with Manchester City. Is this information true?
Yeah, for the people from Barcelona, don't worry, guys. Manchester City is not going to buy Antoine Griezmann. We cannot afford it. So for people from Barcelona, don't worry. We are not interested with Griezmann.
Hi, Pep. In your first season, you came into for a little bit of criticism over tackling, and you said you're not the right man for the tackling. This season, you've won the title and you've made the fewest tackles out of all Premier League sides. Does that give you a lot of satisfaction? And how close were you to changing your philosophy on that?
No, it's not the fact that I am right on this person said without tackles you cannot win the Premier League. I'm right, he was not right. No, it's because he was born in a culture way of football, and I came from another culture. Of course, tackles is an important part of the game, and be aggressive is an important part of the game. I think Stan Collymore said that for that fact that we should be more aggressive, but that is not that is not the real point in football. So when the most important thing is the tackles, football will be boring. So, but we need to be aggressive, of course. We have to defend well. If not, it's not impossible. And I think we defend well. We conceded just 21 goals, Liverpool 20. So it's incredible. Both sides, it was incredible. The few amounts. We are the team with less shoots conceded, don't do in tackle. But it's not the fact like I win, I am right. Or when I lose in Leicester, he was right. That is, always the winner is right. So it's not sense. It's what you believe. And he believed because he played in this country from a long time ago, and he played in that way. Would be successful season in important teams. So he believed in that is important. I don't believe it. So that's simple.
Hello, Pep. Andy Hampson from the Press Association. It's been a while since Benjamin Mendy was involved. Has he been injured or otherwise just not selected?
No, it's not selected. It's not all right. It's not fit. Will be fit next season.
All right. So he's injured, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
For final, he's not available.
Okay. And is Fernandinho going to be available tomorrow?
We're training today and yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more from Embargo? No. Okay.
Hi, Pep. Ian Laden from the Daily Mail. You said again earlier that you thought people would have been more excited if Liverpool had won the league, and the fact that City have won the league, everyone's a bit like this. But there is a debate going on in this country at the moment about whether your team is the greatest team ever to play in the Premier League. That debate has been heard on the television, on the radio, in the newspapers. Do you really think, honestly, that your team does not get enough credit from people who aren't Man City fans?
No, a lot. I think a lot. So, but yeah, I'm saying when Liverpool with United is the biggest two teams in England. If you the whole history is the biggest one. When one team like Liverpool is 29 years no win the Premier League, it's normal that people are waiting to win finally one of the biggest. Yeah. That is the fact of my reflection. I can imagine Barcelona, Madrid don't be in 29 years winning the league, so the people are expecting that. So. That's why we are so proud. I said many times. So, of course, we are happy. They are a little bit sad, but what Liverpool have done is incredible. What I said, for example, about that, how important is Liverpool and United, is that the internet, in the website from Daily Mail, the first step, the first is Pogba discussion for the fans in Old Trafford, not because we won the Premier League. And it's not because I am more satisfied or not satisfied, but for your Daily Mail, the important for the leagues, for the likes, for everybody, has been in the first. So because I know we are not being compared in that. That's why we are incredibly satisfied in the last decade. All the people working here, we are trying a step forward to be in there. But saying that the people, you don't feel loved, that is not true. So our fans, when I feel in the street, with the letters I receive, for the people is, when we play in Etihad Stadium or we play away, they are incredibly satisfied. I know that. We feel that, and that is enough. And the most important thing, we have the feeling that in the Premier League is the well done. We did a great job because our contender was incredible.
What happens on those websites is that the articles that appear at the top are the articles that are most read by the public. And it just happens that Manchester United have all these supporters around the world. Yeah. Do you think maybe that's why it happens?
No, I'm not saying what you have to say.
Do you think maybe one day Manchester City might be in that position if they carry on winning things to be the club that's at the top all the time?
We're working on that, but you cannot fight against the history. And the history of this club is much, much bigger than us. So, of course, we are making steps. We cannot deny it. Being there every time. Next season we'll be in the Champions League. Again, that is the most important thing, but I think the people give credit. What I said after the press conference, I'm not saying that I'm not the right guy, because I don't have the perspective for the Premier League for all history. It will be unfair to say we are the best. I don't believe we are not the best side ever, honestly. Well, I think we did incredible 2 seasons, but to consider the best, you have to be a little bit longer time. I not even think about you have to win the Champions League to be considered that. Always a dream to be part of the people start to think about we are part of one of the best teams. That is enough.
Do you get flattered?
And that is we are flattered.
Do you get flattered that discussion even takes place, that people compare your team to the Manchester United team that won in '99, the Arsenal team that went a whole season without losing, Jose's 2 teams at Chelsea? People put you in that bracket. Does that mean anything to you?
A lot. That I accept that. We want to be there. I think we deserve to be there. But considering to be the best ever, I think in a period of 3, 4, 5 years, the people can say that. But the history for the Premier League in England is more than 1 century.
So we're talking about the modern league.
And the people now is fresh, you know. In terms of results, in terms of points, in terms of goals, we were the best. But football is not the numbers, it's not the statistics, it's feelings, it's what the emotions. And I'm not going to say it's the best when Sir Alex Ferguson in his period at United, what he produced, the amount of emotion for the Man United fans, or Liverpool in the Bob Paisley, or the people who was there in the 80s. So it's not. I think it's now like it's fresh. We see that is the best.
But nobody's won a treble. Nobody's won a FA Cup, League Cup, Premier League treble before.
Yeah, we're going to try, but even with that, you win the treble, when everybody happened to say the best, I think it's unfair for the rest. Being there, it's enough. And after, I don't know how far we're going to take this generation of players, this group of people together, how far we know we are going to be. And after the people say, but for one people said, okay, it's good, for the best, for the other one, it's good. But that is football, that's nice, when everybody can discuss. But being there with the teams you mentioned before, that is incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. So the first season we could not expect, when we arrived here, we could not expect being in that position right now. And when the people say that, it's in fact for the numbers, and other part is because in 2 seasons the people enjoy watching us home and away. And that is fantastic for us.
Do you get letters from fans from other clubs as well, or is it just Manchester City fans who write you?
They don't have the address.
Right, it's just over there.
Hi Pep, James, Standard. I think you said many times, not only this season but in previous seasons, that the quadruple is impossible. Do you still think that, given how close City came this season?
No, it's close. We have one game away to do the little quadruple.
Okay, the quintuple then.
The biggest one.
I was counting.
The biggest one is far away. Yeah.
So
far away.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because it was fractions, wasn't it?
Always I thought after going out against Tottenham in quarterfinals, you would have be able to go through. If you had be able to go to Old Trafford, Burnley, or Tottenham, Old Trafford, Burnley, and win all the points and the wins we need to be champion against this Liverpool. Honestly, I don't know. You would have be able. You know, focusing in Ajax Amsterdam here, and after going to Amsterdam to play in the beautiful city there with the Ajax, Johan Cruyff generations, new generations there, and maintain, you know, Tottenham at home and United. I don't know. That's why it's incredibly difficult to win it. But we can win tomorrow, the little quadruple. So it's a big chance for us.
Can I ask you about Leroy Sané? There's been talk this week that Bayern Munich are interested in him. There's been a few players in the past here that when there's been suggestions they might leave, you said, there's no way, as long as you're here, they'll ever go. Bernardo was one of them, John Stones another one. Riyadh, I think recently you said that about. Is Leroy in that category? That as long as you're here?
Leroy, we are 1 year, half year, 8 months trying to extend his contract.
So what does that mean?
We want him. But why? If you want to extend the contract, it's because we want him. We're not going to extend the contract because we don't want him. It's like Gundogan, for example, it's the same case.
But Leroy doesn't play that often, does he?
Yeah, because compete with Sterling and Bernardo Silva.
That's got nothing, the contract
it's not easy. Yeah, if we want to play with 4 competition quadruple, we need Leroy, we need Sterling, we need Riyadh, we need Bernardo, we need Kevin, we need Dino. Yeah, we cannot compete quadruple with just 2 wingers. And they have to fight each other, play the best as possible to convince me to put it in the lineup.
Is it true that Bayern are interested? Are you aware of that?
No, about the transfer windows and the hypotheticals come in, come out, it's not the time. It's after the game, and after the game I'm in holiday, so I'm sorry.
Hi Pep, I know you've literally just said it's not really the time to think about that, but I'm sure I did say the other night there'd be one more bad question for you this season. When you were going into your 4th season at Barcelona, there were kind of big changes in the end with tactics, and maybe you considered freshening up the squad. And when you were asked about transfers for next season on Sunday, you said you've been here 3 years together with everybody, and that kind of, to me, suggested you might need to bring in some new players and maybe get rid of some just to keep things fresh. Is that kind of the plan for next season? Do you need to keep people on their toes, make sure they don't get consistent?
Today is difficult about the transfer because today the players everything is so expensive. The agents as well are so expensive. So sometimes you take more time to buy a player for the agent than from the player and for the other club. But today it's not easy to do that. But some movements we have to do it for the next season.
Is that because people want to leave, or is that because you think that's the best way to keep the team ready to
people want to leave, because the players want to play and they don't play for a period, but when the period is long, it's normal. I understand completely the player doesn't play quite regularly, they want to play more, or when they are completely happy when they play and their lives are really sad when they don't play. And like I cannot assure you that, and anyone, so I understand completely, and that's why maybe, but not too many, because I said before it's so difficult today, move players in the transfers and everything.
Just a couple of months ago, I think you said maybe 3 or 4 positions. Do you have a better idea now?
I'm not going to say how many. I'm not going to say, because it depends from many things.
Paul Hurst from The Times. Is that transfer kind of plan, is it also with the idea of increasing competition within your squad? And how much will that help you next season?
That is one of the reasons, yeah. They have to feel every players or play good or I don't play. If don't, you cannot consistent one more season after we have done these 2 seasons. They have to feel it doesn't matter which one. So it's myself, I'm putting myself, I have to win again. If not, I am in trouble and in problems, in trouble. So I cannot be longer here. So because the people say how beautiful it is, but I am assure you that when you're going to start to not win the games, why you don't tackle, make more tackles? It's football is what it is. So I have to win again and again and again, and the players have to feel that. So it was incredible. Still we are there, but the first day for the next season start from 0, and I have to see what I've seen. We have seen these last 2, even 3 seasons, but especially in terms of results, last 2 seasons.
You spoke about hunger earlier. How do you keep yourself hungry for the next 2 years to make sure that you?
No, I think this group of players are one of the most huge competitors I ever seen in my career as a football player and manager. Few teams are, I would say, in the same level. So I would not say in the same level. The best teams I face as a football player and manager, these teams are in the first line, because it's incredible what they have done. In perspective, every time it's going to happen, so still I cannot imagine what we're able to sustain for a long time with this Liverpool in all competitions for a long time. So it's incredible. So I think they have it for themselves, in part because they have a huge competition in the squad and they feel it, if I want to play, I have to do it.
Pepper, James Ducker from The Telegraph. Just on Ian's point about credit and where your team's sort of viewed, do you think part of the issue is that you as a manager are just held to a higher standard than almost any other? I mean, 8 titles in 10 seasons playing the football you do isn't normal.
Yeah, in Ligas, so our standard in Champions League is not really good. It was really good in the beginning of my seasons in Barcelona. Bayern Munich, right? 3 times semi-finals, but of course I have to admit it. So in Champions League, it's not quite good like in leagues and the other ones, but that's incredible. I never expect, not just the wins, the way and the amount of points, but I didn't do that alone. I'm here, people sometimes expect I don't win and I don't lose. We are a lot of people involved in that, especially in Barcelona and any quest. It was especially the players when they do that, and Bayern Munich for the quality of the structures and the power of the Bayern Munich, and here for the mix for a lot of things. But yeah, it's quite remarkable. I cannot deny it. So I didn't expect when I started my first season in the second team Barcelona, the first team in Barcelona, achieve after 11 years or 10 years in the domestic leagues these incredible amounts of points and numbers and goals and few goals conceded. This is incredible. It's good. I'm really proud.
Is for you then, for you personally, as well as your team. One of the challenges is to maybe address that in the Champions League going forward.
Yeah, that will be. We want to do that. So I think before I came here, it was 7 years. It was 2 times winner in the other semi-finals, so it's quite good. But here I could not reach the semi-finals. Of course, it's our dream to do it, but I have to improve. I have to see what can I do better, to do it, because I'm not, as a manager, I'm not good enough in this club, to maintain. But in the same point, it's a more difficult competition, and except I think Zidane is a master in this competition. For all the other managers, stay 10 or 12 or 13 years, don't win every season this competition. Sir Alex Ferguson was 40 or 40 years, we won I think 3 or 4 times. So it's a really tough competition. It's more unpredictable. You play with emotions more than other competitions. You are playing the game and say, oh, I'm going to out, I'm going to go in, and the mistakes. The mistakes you can do in the defensive department, they punish you a lot, and miss the penalties or miss the actions. So in quarterfinals and semi-finals, and in the second leg in quarterfinals, I missed 3 penalties. I went out for different goals. So it's so tight. You go through and no go through. Leo missed a penalty, Thomas Muller missed a penalty, Sergio missed a penalty in these stages. In these kind of little details, in the domestic leagues, nothing happened. You have another chance here. Like you play for Aymeric was this season. We cannot imagine, do that the competition without Laporte has done. It's the best sign we have done in the last 4 or 5 years. The young player, personality, have everything. And in Tottenham, 2 balls, we concede 2 goals. Another competition, he can make the mistakes, and it's not goal. Even if the goal is not a problem. In that competition, you are out. That's why it's so difficult. We have to accept it, and working in, I don't know what, because I think we try to do our best, but it's difficult, really. Champions League, I can admit it, so it's not the same level we achieve in the other tournaments or competitions.
Pep, we've seen Vincent Kompany quite emotional over the last couple of weeks, so uncertain about his future. Obviously, the Tatillas after Leicester, he was waving to the fans last week. Are you concerned or fear that tomorrow might be his final game? I know you've said you'll speak about his future at the end of the season.
Hopefully not. So
do you think it's a possibility, though?
I don't know. So we spoke with Vinny. We are going to speak after this game, but my words are unnecessary, not just for what he has done the last weeks or his career, but I think Vinny showed again when he's fit what he's capable to do. It's tough, but the problem is there are a period between November until February, March that we cannot use him quite often for that reason. But when he's fit, it's incredible.
Do you think this run in the team towards the end of the season has shown sort of to him perhaps how valuable he is, and that he will get a lot of game time next year?
No. He has not to show me his ability. He has it. He's incredible good. He's good enough. It's just being fit. That is the only reason.
Just following on, sorry to drag you back to the love questions, but do you think in this country that we like winners, and how does that compare to Germany and Spain?
Like winners?
Yeah.
Normally it doesn't. Never were. No. People don't like winners.
Don't like winners?
No. Here in Spain, Italy, and everywhere, don't like.
And City ready for that backlash?
Yeah, if my theory is true, maybe it's not true. Hopefully, in the future, the people don't like, don't like us. So, but maybe I misunderstood. My comment was not right. We feel love, or we feel the people is happy what we have done. I'm not denying that. It just in terms of history, as said again. So we are not in that position. The people are looking for another. But of course, so at the end, we are satisfied for ourselves and the people who are working every day for the club, for our families or real friends. We live with these people. We don't live for and the people can comment whatever he wants. So the important is being satisfied with what we have done, knowing that the line to win or no win is so tight. So tight. I saw last few days ago maybe you saw it, Toronto Raptors NBA against, I don't know which team played, the 7th game, the last game to reach the finals, you know. Kawhi Leonard shot in the corner with 2 guys there, to the net, 1, 2, 3, 4, and net. Net you are win, you are out. For the reason. And all the people from Toronto is a genius, and the managers and the players are exceptional for 1, 2, 3, 4, inside or outside. How you work on that? So football in sports in this high level in these competitions depend for nothing. That is the difference between Liverpool and Man City this season. So I admire Liverpool, maybe admire more than the more people in Liverpool. So what they have done is incredible. It's again heads up, so it's perfect. So but we were a little bit better, but we could be a little bit worse, and they will be champions. We are not. As a manager, I would have said congratulations to my players, like Jurgen said to the players. Honestly, no regrets. But of course, we are more happier than them right now because we won it, and the history belongs to us for this title. But we know exactly. 1 second later, we know which team we're going to face the next season. I don't have doubt. I'm pretty sure that Liverpool will be stronger, will be more hungry, you know, to do, you know, break these 30 years without the league, without the Premier League. That's why we have to stay there. If don't, we are not going to win. We are not going to win. And I guess the other ones like Chelsea, United, Arsenal, Tottenham, we will improve you to be there. So we know exactly today. Next season, I don't know, but this season today, we know exactly which team are going to face next season. Will be our rival. Our rival will be there the same. We will have to make more than 90 points to be champions next season. And that is the level we have to maintain, to move a little bit the squad, to refresh our minds in the summertime, to come back in the same level as this season, these 2 seasons.
Thank you.